we are going to talk about temperatures in the winter and how animals and we adapt to these different temperatures. So first, to get us in the wintry mood, we're going to watch a nice winter song. In this winter song, think about and look out for what are people wearing? What's on their bodies? What's on the ground? What do the trees look like? What are the people doing?
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home /
Okay, so what did we notice? Were they wearing nice warm coats? Was there snow on the ground? Was there snow in the trees? So there are big changes to our environment between the warm, warm summer, the fall, and then the cold, cold winter. And did you know that those big changes happen because the earth moves around the sun, and the closer that the earth or the part on the earth that you are is to the sun, the warmer it is outside, and that is when summer is. And then the further you are away from the sun, it is winter time. So the earth does not stand like this when it is up in space going around the sun. It actually is tilted. So I'm going to have Miss E come on up and be our sunshine. And we are going to rotate around her. And the earth is going to keep spinning because every time it spins, another day passes. So if you'll see the arrow that just fell off is right here. This is Rhode Island. Does anyone know why Rhode Island is important? That's right. That's because that's where we live, in North America, in Rhode Island. So, oh goodness, it's going to fall probably again, but that's okay. Over here, the earth is tilted, and North America is really far away from the sun. It's facing all the way over here. That is winter. And over here It's just a little bit closer. That is summer. There's more sun, so there's warmer days. If you'll notice, this middle part, does anyone know what this middle part is called? This is called the equator. And some fun places like Florida, where Disney is, or where the Dominican Republic is. Does anyone know where the Dominican Republic? Yeah, lots of friends whose families live in the Dominican Republic. This middle part doesn't change much. It stays pretty much the same the whole time as close to the sun. So this is actually pretty warm the whole year long. So I'm going to put another arrow so we can see, just for the time being, this is the Dominican Republic. Thank you, Miss E. You can take a seat. So, this was up the whole time. The middle does not change much. There's big, big, big changes. So, how we figure out whether things are hot or whether they're cold is we take something called a temperature. Has anybody ever heard of the word temperature? Temperature, you probably heard when someone's trying to figure out if you're sick or not. That's because the hotter your body is, sometimes that tells us that you might be really sick. So these are thermometers. You probably used this one or used this one before you came into school today. And these take our body temperatures. Now there's something a little bit different so that we can measure the temperature of outside or inside. That's what these thermometers look like. And what you'll notice is these red lines that we are going to experiment with in just a little bit. We're going to each test. I have some ice water in here and some very hot water in here that I poured into different cups. And we're going to come around to each table and we're going to test these temperatures of these different waters to see what does it look like when it's really hot, or what does the thermometer look like when it's really cold. Maybe when it's cold, we'll see that the temperature is really low, that this red part is very low and very small, whereas when it's hot, we'll see the temperature rise and it will get bigger and taller than the lower temperature. And we'll do some experimenting together. The Dominican Republic is a lot warmer in the winter than it is in Rhode Island. In Rhode Island, it's about 37 degrees outside. Not today, it's a little warmer today. But in the Dominican Republic, in the winter, it's 82. So we'll see what that feels like, given the different cups of hot or cold water we have. Now, in the winter, it's not just the weather that changes. Animals use their bodies, their environments, and their behaviors to change and adapt to the different weather. Anyone know what these guys are? These are little squirrels and little chipmunks. Little squirrels and little chipmunks. What are these things that they're collecting and they're putting and fitting them in their big cheeks? Acorns, peanuts, lots of different things that fall from the trees in the fall. The squirrels and the chipmunks run around and collect as many of them as they possibly can, and then they bury them under the ground for them to find again during the cold winter months when they're looking for food. They know, I stored these somewhere. What about these guys? This is a bear, and these are some snakes. And they go into what is called hibernation, where they eat lots and lots and lots during the summer and the fall so that they can take a long nap by either digging a hole underground or finding a cave or some rocks to hide under and stay warm during the winter. So they adapt their sleeping and their behaviors for the cold winter months. These are honeybees. Honeybees are a special kind of bee. You don't have to worry, they don't sting you. And they collect all of the honey from the beautiful flowers that are blooming all during the summer and the spring. And they keep them, and then they eat this honey to last them through the whole winter so that they stay alive. And in fact, honeybees are so special and so smart that they actually form a big cluster bee hug and fly around each other really quickly for the whole winter to stay warm. When we are in PE with Mr. Loke and we run around, do we get really hot after we run around? Yeah, that's because we're moving our bodies, and the more we move our bodies, the warmer we get. So that's what these bees are doing. These honeybees are adapting their behavior to keep flying in place so that they stay warm and keep their temperature hot. And these funny guys are really special foxes called Arctic fox. They actually change their whole self and their body and their coats, their warm coats during the summer, fall, and winter. In the summer, their coat you can see is much thinner. It's also brown and sort of yellow to blend in with the grass and the rocks and the sticks. This fox is in the fall. It's sort of orange. You can see its coat is getting a little thicker to blend in with those beautiful red, yellow, and orange leaves. And then in the complete winter, their coat turns white to blend in with the snow. It gets really thick, so they're nice and warm, and they can sneak up on their prey and blend in with the snow. So that's how they adapt. They adapt their whole bodies. So animals are not the only ones who adapt to the winter weather. We do some adapting too. Can anyone think of any changes that happens to maybe our clothes, just like an Arctic fox, or maybe some activities or behaviors that we do that are different in the winter than they are in the summer? What are these friends doing? What are they wearing? I see hats. Someone I heard said scarf, gloves, boots, a hoodie. They're protecting and adding more layers to their body to keep them warm in the cold winter months. This is also called sledding. I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but you can't go sledding in the summer, can you? There's no snow to be on those hills to go flying down with your family. And what are these friends doing? How are they adapting to their environment? It's very cold outside. You can tell they have hats. They have mittens. Oh, they're drinking hot chocolate. That's right. Do you think that keeps their hands warm in the cold? And fire, yep, that's right. Fire will keep them warm. They've got their jackets too. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come around and I am going to work with each one of your groups, and we're going to test out some different temperature waters with our thermometers. And the rest of us are going to draw a picture and write a sentence. And this picture is going to say, in winter, I see what? What do you see? Do you see animals collecting nuts? Do you see lots of snow on the ground? Do you see yourself with your friends and your family holding hot chocolate, playing in the snow, wearing hats and gloves? Where's the sun? Is the sun big and bright? Or is it maybe further away and it's a little bit darker and kind of cloudy? So here are some pictures to show you to think about your environment, what's on your body, what does the ground look like, what do the trees look like, what activities are you doing, or what are the animals doing? Are you a bear and you're taking a long, long nap? So we will pause here and I will hand out some papers and then we'll get started. Thank you very much.